Hello, gorgeous Pisces. Welcome back to As Above, So Below Healing Tarot, where you are the magic baby. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Pisceans. So, Pisces, let's get into it. We have a full moon in Aquarius tomorrow. So, a lot of you may be feeling that rebel type energy, and Aquarius is very innovative. I have a stellium in Aquarius, so I am really moving through this energy. And Aquarius is also very psychic. So you may be having a lot of clarity, downloads. It is an air sign, so it's ruled by Uranus. So this is really a lot of like breaking through the limitations, breaking through the old paradigms and old shifting that you have been kind of holding on to even unconsciously. So this can be a really big one. All right, Spirit, what's going on? I had the Halloween Oracle deck just because it is Halloween now. It just is what it is. Happy Summerween, everybody. All right, Spirit, what's going on for Pisces? We have the Lamp, Remembrance. Okay, so I'm really getting big illumination energy here. And with the Remembrance card, I'm also feeling like you may be having some nostalgic thoughts, some remembering of the old times, of the good things, or you also may be having visitations from loved ones. And this is all about remembering the good in your life, remembering who you are too, essentially. And we have Black Cat, Fortune meets opportunity. Love this. And this is all about remembering your magic, remembering who you are. And I feel like a lot of you are also remembering old codes from past lives. So this may be coming up with, you may have new interests that are sparking up, or you may start to realize that you know things from something that you possibly may have not even like studied in this life. There's a lot of soul remembrance coming up right now for you. All right, Spirit, what else is going on? I saw one of my favorite artists, Queen Herbie, last Wednesday, and it was amazing. I know a lot of you on here also know Queen Herbie. She's helped me a lot on my path. If you don't know who she is, go ahead and listen to her music. She's like a rap artist, and she was working with a label company, and then she quit working with them. She is an independent artist, and that is very much that Aquarian energy that I'm feeling. Is if you have a vision and you have a goal, don't wait for somebody to tell you the steps on how to do it. You put the initiation in, you put the action in, and that will help you get to where you're going. So, all right, Pisces, let's get into the nitty gritty. We have deception and envy. So some of you may be feeling some haterade energy around you. You may be possibly remembering an old situation, an old quote unquote friendship, an old dynamic that you had to cut off or you had to let go of because you were feeling a lot of haterade. And even if it wasn't verbally said, you can still feel your intuition was pinging like something's wrong, something's not right here. There may have been a lot of secretive energy, a lot of competition energy, but I feel like you're being watched by people, and you keep doing your thing. You keep rising. Give them a show. Give them a show, because you're gonna rise above it anyways, and the more that you elevate, the more eyes are going to be on you, and they're not always good. It's just that just is what it is, and you have solitude here. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of you have taken a step back from a lot of energies that have left you feeling siphoned, left you feeling drained. And this can be from friendships. This could be from, romantic situations, but you are really remembering your power. And I think that you're in an era where you are being asked to let go of anything or anybody, even if you love them, to really rise and to show yourself that you love you more. And Pisces, that is a really hard lesson for Pisceans to learn, because you give your love so freely to everybody. But this is the time to turn it back to you. All right, Spirit, let's get a little bit deeper. What is Pisces? What's going on for Pisces? The Hierophant. So you may have been dealing with a Taurus. Alrighty, the Star. Let's see. Okay. 7 of Wands, and the Moon wanted to come out in reversed. Interesting. Okay. All right, Pisces. I feel like you're over here celebrating. You're in a state of gratitude. You're in a state of celebration, of really enjoying your life. You may be going out to concerts. You may be traveling. You may be doing well in your career. And because you have been grinding for so long, you're now like, you know what? I want to look back on my life 5 years from now and said, I fucking did that. I didn't let the fear or let the lack of money, whatever it is, I didn't let that be more powerful than my desire to enjoy life. And that may be where this haterade energy is coming from, because people are envious of that mindset of like, how is Pisces doing this, you know? But you have been working behind the scenes to help elevate your life. So you have the Hierophant here. So this can be about a Taurus. However, this can also be about your spiritual commitment to yourself, to your path. And you also have the Star here. So the more that you sink into your commitment to the self, commitment to your spirit, the more of these wishes are going to come true. This is a lot of like pink and purple. So this is a lot of heart and third eye chakra really coming through. This is when you wish upon a star, but I also feel like there's big visibility energy. Like people are now seeing you in a different light. They're seeing you for what you really are. And it is empowering. It is spicy. It is like, you know, you hold the juice, Pisces. Like you're doing the thing, and that is magnetic. And when people see that, it can rub against their limitations. It can rub against their insecurities. And I think that's where this is also coming from. And a lot of people may have known you as a certain way in the past. They may have known you as somebody who really, you know, was a people pleaser, who said yes to everything, who would self-sacrifice, but you're not in that anymore, Pisces. You are like, if this does not serve me, and this isn't to, you know, throw all of your friends away. However, you have a stronger sense of self, and you have a stronger sense of your worthiness, of your badassery. And you're like, if this doesn't serve me, then you get the boot. I don't have the capacity for bullshit. And you're getting really serious about that, and people can feel it. People are like, oh shit, Pisces is on they're on one. They're on a whole other level. So even to approach you, people have to reframe the way that they see you or the way that they see themselves, because you are a mirror to their soul. And I feel like this is also connecting to a soul tie. This could be a karmic, or this is something to do with somebody who you just genuinely really do care very deeply for, but you had to let them go. So you have the 7 of Wands and you have the Moon card in reverse. Both of these wanted to come out in reversed. So Pisces, I feel like this is directed towards you, and you are letting down guarded heart because of a past situation. And now, because you are in a safe place to do that, you are really looking deeply into your soul codes, into the patterns that you hold. And this is the power, and this is also the fear. And a lot of this could be due to past situations in this life, but also past situation in past lives. So Pisces, if this is resonating, please sparkle a little magic on that like button and share, subscribe. We're all in this together. All right, Spirit, what is going on with this Seven of Wands? Can I get some clarification on the Seven of Wands? You have Two of Wands, okay? And you have the Moon card. I'm getting you're really taking deep inventory on what's next for you, on where, ooh, you have Temperance and you have Queen of Cups. Okay, so Pisces, this is also looking at where you have been overgiving, where you have been overextending. And I also feel like you are giving yourself grace, you're giving yourself love, you're giving yourself compassion, where you have given it out to everybody else in the past. And people may be seeing that as selfish, but you're like, it's not selfish. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't I do it? You know, when you break a cycle or a way that you have been towards other people for so long, they get upset. They're like, Pisces is a bitch. Pisces is so selfish. You know, it's like all of those things, but you are disrupting a foundation that was not sustainable and it was not conducive to you. You were looking for reciprocity. If you do not meet me and are receptive and give back to me as well, you don't have any place for it in your life. And you're getting so strong on your boundaries. And now with this, the Seven of Wands in reversed, and you have the Two of Wands, this is allowing you to see clearly on where you can go next, where you can move without having this guarded energy. Of course, like always stay protected, but you're not operating out of that. That isn't your baseline anymore. You already have learned to put up those boundaries. You know how to put up that bubble whenever you feel like you are not safe or secure. But you are now looking at the future of where can I go with this newfounded sense of self. And it's not even new, it's just remembering. I want to get a little bit deeper on that. Spirit, can we get a little deeper on the Seven of Wands? Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune has been coming up for us a lot. And a High Priestess underneath that. Yes, Pisces, you are the High Priestess. Okay, so your intuition knows that something is shifting. Something is on the horizon for you, and it feels even bigger than it ever has before. But it's challenging you to rise, to be seated in confidence of being the High Priestess that you know that you are. This is owning your gifts, owning your truth, and being confident with your intuition, even if you don't have anybody else there validating you. You know, this is you really, your intuition has led you into a new season of life, and you're closing out old karmic things, and you're really moving into a state of empowerment, and you are also empowering others. All right, Spirit, what advice is here for Pisces? Whoa. Soar and comfort. And then you have create at the bottom. Love this. Okay, so with soar, it says you're being asked to stop dimming your light, period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar. Fly high, dear one. Yes. Yes. And then you have comfort. How can you bring more comfort into your life? You can increase your comfort through tangible things such as soft clothes and food, and intangible things such as thinking, loving thoughts about yourself, and inviting peace into your heart. This can also be Hierophant. I feel like you are being committed to your you know, self-care as well, taking your baths, regulating your nervous system. I know I've been on a regulating nervous system journey for months, and it's hard. It also has to do with changing your thoughts, but also the food, you know, really looking deep at what may be stemming some of that hypervigilance. But I think that you're balancing things out very well, Pisces. So keep going, keep doing the things, and remember to create, remember to have fun with this life. Don't feel like you have to constantly be healing or constantly be taking things so seriously. We have Saturn in retrograde right now. Which is about elevating the collectiveness. And Saturn doesn't care about individual people, it is about collective. And Saturn is a very, very karmic planet. It is granddaddy energy. But the wisdom of Saturn comes as very it can be looking at the things that you don't want to look at, or the spaces where it's not as natural for you to be in. And that may also be bringing old karmic situations to the surface and looking at how you have handled it, or you know, how this other person is, you know, but it's really seeing the truth of the matter. So all right, Pisces, thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, hypnotherapy, Reiki, I can do all of those things online. The link for it is in the description box below. I would love to connect, but I will see you on the next one. Blessed be. Bye.